That I am live. How's it going? Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well, living a good life. I'm super excited to chat with you all today about action planning. You all have heard from really great people, especially just this last session, talking about what are some practices you could be doing on campuses right now to make sure that everyone is able to go vote in 2020 in this tumultuous and exciting, I don't know if exciting is the right word, time to be alive. My name is Katheryn. I use she, her pronouns. I am the partnerships manager for the Students Learn, Students Vote Coalition. We are a national network of organizations who are all committed to increasing the student vote and increasing democratic participation across the country. And Dragoon Foundation is a great coalition partner of ours, as well as a lot of the other partners you've seen today, like the All in Campus Democracy Challenge and the Campus Vote Project. A few years ago, we were talking about how can we support campuses in creating a cool and exciting way of creating action plans in a way that isn't like boring, right? And so our friends at Democracy Works, in partnership with the Maryland Institute's College of Art, pulled together this really cool game called Votes and Ballots, which is an action planning activity that you all are going to be playing today. So I will be providing some instructions to you all about walking you through what Votes and Ballots is, how do you play it, and then you all will be breaking up into your respective campuses. And then you all will be able to like play this game yourself, and then you'll be able to leave with something tangible around like, what do you want to do for the next few weeks, or what do you want to do in 2021? It's up to you and how you want to kind of play around with it. But we want to make sure that you have this tool. So if it's now or if it's next year, you have something to use to plan with. So I'm going to share my screen. Then I'm going to see myself 1,000 times. I'm going to assume that you all can see my screen. So the game is Votes and Ballots. In normal lifetimes, we have this printed out when we would have an in-person thing. We would have posters and flashcards, and you would be playing it. But because we're in COVID times and 10% of Americans have printers, we've adapted it to be an easy to create digital version that you can do on Google Slides. And so Votes and Ballots is this. Here are some tips. You all will be getting this entire packet in each of your sessions, so you can read the tips and do them on your own. And so the action plan is broken up, Votes and Ballots is broken up into two different sections. Teams are tasked with creating a comprehensive democratic action plan that understands their institution's historical voting rates, its unique challenges, unique challenges that student voters face every single day. The two main sections of the action of Votes and Ballots is the action plan template and the strategy poster session. And so I'm going to walk you through the action plan template, and know that you probably are not going to get through all of it today. And so the goal, and I'll tell you which ones you probably want to prioritize, but the goal is you understand the entire pages, like all of the pages, so you can do it on your own time, or you can do it again with your team members after this. But then you can get a brief understanding of what this is. So let's start with the executive summary. It's Mad Lib style. You start by typing in all of these little boxes that say add through all of the information. This is about the top level information that people need to know when they look at their plan. Pretty easy. You just follow the Mad Lib style add sections. The next is a leadership page. Here's where you write down the individual groups and offices that you'll be working with to help you succeed. Be sure to check what kinds of organizations they are part of, if they're on or off campus, and ensuring that they are from a diverse group of people across your campus. So for example, here, it says like the Office of Residential Life, their superpowers is like they do move-in day programming, they have access to a budget, and they're an on-campus partner. So the whole thing is to map out who is on your team to support you in all of this work. You can also see at the bottom that you should also think through like, how often should you meet with your leadership team? And like, where are you going to be meeting with them? Things like that. Probably on Zoom. The next page is the commitment page. In this section, teams will be thinking about ways that democratic engagement and civic learning is or is not part of campus life already. Through written statements that you've seen or experienced, at this point, you would be looking up your campus mission statement, your values, your strategic plan. So if you all are having issues with your upper administration about trying to engage people to do voting on campus on like an institutional level, this is a great way for you to think through, well, actually, like in our values, it says like we want to do this in civic engagement, or in our mission statement, this is how I interpret this to make sure that, you know, voting is included in it. So it's a good way to see how there is a already continuous commitment to democratic engagement on your campus. The next page is your landscape. This is how your team can share a variety of data to help you understand the population of the people you're trying to engage. This is a place where on the top half, you can include demographic data, like how many percentages of like ages and campus and race data on your campus. It is public knowledge that you can look up, but let me know if you have any issues finding it. And then the second half is your NSOLVE data. If you've never heard of NSOLVE, it's the National Study for Learning, Voting, and Engagement. There are campuses who have publicized reports. And so if you do have an NSOLVE report, definitely this is a good place to put it. So you can also have one place to look at it. If you don't have NSOLVE or you've never heard of NSOLVE and you want to have your campus sign up, please drop in the chat and let me know if you want to be part of the study. It's a really cool study that you can sign up so you can get your 2020 reports after the election. The next page is pretty self-explanatory. It's goals. Here's where you write your short-term and long-term goals and thinking about if they're SMARTY. So that's a fancy way of saying, like, are your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, inclusive, and equitable? Also on the same page, you can see that there's a reporting and evaluation page. This is where you write how you will share this plan with other people, because if everyone writes an action plan and no one's there to see it, does it exist, right? So how do you share it with other people on your team? And then also, like, how do you share it with everyone? Like, we want to see a public report, like a public plan, so anyone on campus can engage with it. And the second piece of the evaluation is like, how do you want to measure success at the end of your campaign, at the end of 2020, or the end of 2021, or the end of 2029? Like, what do you want to see in terms of success? We added this page at the beginning of the COVID chaos, and it's the digital organizing page, which has some guiding questions and some more information about how do you translate your goals into a digital tactic. Because the idea is that COVID-19 shouldn't have changed your existing goals of what you want to do. Your tactics change, right? And so how are you adapting to a digital organizing world and implementing digital strategies to meet the same goals that you're looking for? There's also some check marks around, like, making sure that your tactics are inclusive of students who don't heavily rely on social media, and also thinking about how are you also using interpersonal connections or relational organizing in your strategy while you're doing this. So that's the action plan page. It's robust. I would highly recommend that you all prioritize the leadership page, the goals page, and this digital organizing page, but work with your campus champions and your campus leaders to see which pages you find the most important in helping you. Now it's the really fun part. This is the strategy poster. The strategy poster is a way that you can start crafting your strategy that is based in your goals. And then it can give you, and I'm going to share you a few slides that you'll be interacting with. So first, some things to think about when you're looking at the poster is that you're going to see a bunch of these tactic cards that you'll be copying and pasting onto the poster. You'll see there's little icons at the bottom. And so the three kinds of resources that happen are people, time, and money. And each of the tactic cards will explain how much people power, money power, and time that will be required to do a particular tactic. Each of the tactic cards are broken up into voter registration, voter education, turnout, and institutionalizing civic learning and democratic engagement. We also encourage you, when you look at these, here, I can show you the tactic cards. They look like this. You would take each of them, they're all individually JPEG'd, to copy and paste them onto the posters that I'll show you. Know that you do not have to do all of them, right? The goal is not to figure out how to put 60 tactic cards or trying to do 60 strategies in the next 50 odd days. Like, that's not the goal. The goal is to read these and also utilize the wildcards, which I'll talk about in a second, to really think through what is the most helpful for you. This is a way to spark ideas and making a plan, and just using the ones that are helpful. Like, the most effective votes and ballots strategy posters I've seen have had like less than 20 to 25 cards, because that's what they really want to focus on. So if you can see here are what the tactic cards look like. And then you also have a wild card. So if you're like, F this, like, I have a better idea than any of these cards, which is honestly completely valid. We need to update some of these cards. And so it's your opportunity to write directly onto a wild card, which you can copy and paste onto the poster, and then type it in. So this is what the posters can look like. You will take the cards on the previous slides and then paste them onto here. So providing an example, let's say that I want to pull this thing that says like, oh, let's take a cool one. Like, organize a lobby day or an advocacy day. You copy it, so Control-C, you put it on a poster, you paste it, and then this is how you do your strategy poster. The strategy poster is broken into 4 different pages. It says already doing, must do, want to do, and hope to do. So think of these as like a timeline broken up into 4 different sections, because you can see on the left-hand side, it says now, soon, and later. So let's say that organizing a lobby day is something that we're already doing. Like, I'm already planning to do a digital lobby day on campus. So we're doing this now, and it's happening now, right? But let's say, like, host an event for National Voter Registration Day. That's not something that you're already planning on doing, but you want to do, and it's a priority to do it now since it's in 2 weeks. So you would post it here in this top left-hand corner. If it was August and you're like, I want to do it, but later, then you would put it down here, right? And then, like, I guess a third example could be like, I want to organize a walk or ride to the polls. And so you would copy and paste this. This is something that you want to do, but it's not your top priority. So it's like your third importance. So you like get onto this 4th poster, it's hope to do, and you would do it on GOTV, right? So on election day, so it would be later. So you would put this on this hope to do on this last page. Same thing you do with a wild card. You can copy and then paste it here and then add your comments. Or if that's just like chaotic, like valid, you can also just directly use a text box and then write a comment here that says, like, I will host a national, can't type, voter education week day. And that's something that, and that's like something you want to do and you post it here. So the main goal for the next hour and some minutes, and I can also guide you all through here saying, hey, you should be moving towards your strategy poster now, or you should be keeping on your action plan. I'll be typing in the comments that are that everyone receives, even when you're in your breakout sessions, about where you should be moving. I totally trust you all to figure out which parts of these action plan that you want to focus on. And so I'm going to pause right there. I know I just provided a lot of information. Does anyone have any questions on how to do votes and ballots, or I'm also going to be hanging out here and in the chat to make sure we can answer questions in the chat before I give you all instructions to move into sessions. Seeing that we are pretty chill. Cool. Seeing that we're pretty chill. If you look on your left, I hope I'm doing this right, on your left-hand side over here, so it shows up right here on mine, it says sessions, and it should say now. If you click on sessions, you can try to find your campus and then click into your campus. And then there, you should have someone there to help you figure out your own votes and ballots link. If you have any questions, feel free to comment in the events chat or the stage chat. I'll be in both to just see if, like, happy to answer any questions you have, and also be sneaking into different sessions to help support you all there as well. We will be coming back in about an hour and some odd minutes. We'll let you know when we'll be coming back into the session. And then, yeah, you all feel free to do it. I'm super excited to see what you all plan, and good luck. Head over to your sessions.